And so we have a conversation about this book about Jesus that she's reading, this book about Jesus who's, and I ask her, if she knows my Jesus. And she says, yes. And I say, well, who is my Jesus then? He's, he's a good man and a good prophet and a good teacher. And that was all. That was all. And so I just had to ask. I said, okay, well, do you believe he's God? No, I don't believe that he's God. I believe he was, a man who was close to God, and he was this and that and the other, and you don't believe he was God. Do you believe that he's the only way to God? No, I don't believe he's the only way to God. There are many roads to God. Do you believe he died and rose again on the third day? No, I don't believe he died and rose on the third day. So then you don't believe that he ascended to the right hand of the Father, that he's coming again to judge the living and the dead? No, I don't believe that. I said, well, ma'am, I don't know you very well, but I feel obligated to tell you, you got issues. Why is that? Well, because you believe that Jesus is a good man. But this man said, I and the Father are one. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. You say you don't believe he's God, but he said that he was God. A man who says that he's God is not a good man if he's not God. You also say you believe he's a good prophet, but you don't believe that he died and rose again, ascended to the right hand of the Father, and that he's going to come again to judge the living and the dead. But Jesus prophesied that he would go and prepare a place for us, and that if he went to prepare a place for us, he would come again and receive us to himself. If he's not going to do that, then he's not a good prophet. He's a false prophet. You also said that you don't believe that he's the only way to God. And he said, I am the way, the truth, the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. How can he be a good teacher if he taught that he's the only way to God when he's not? That would make him a false teacher. You see, if Christ is not the God-man, if he's not everything that the Bible says that he is, then he's not worthy of our worship. Because he's a liar and a false prophet and a terrible man. But the good news is, she was wrong. He is God. And so we worship him. He is God, which means that we're obligated to worship him. We are commanded to worship him. You don't have to want to worship God. It doesn't matter if you want to worship God. You are the creature. He is the creator. You were created to worship God. And in fact, if you don't worship God, you are guilty for not worshiping God, and you stand condemned for not worshiping God. Yeah, but I don't believe in God. Who cares? He's God.